I'm here to talk about this character. Let's see what's her name. It's Jianxin. I'm not good at pronouncing these Chinese names. White as fuck. So, I got this character as my first character, actually, my first SR. And when I got her, she looks great. You know. By the way, if you can do this on her. So, that's nice. Great for open world if, you're heterosexual man or lesbian or whatever. It's a great character. But in terms of her kit, I was just kind of like, she seemed like noob whale character, where you just stack a bunch of HP defense and you just hold her heavy, get a shield, then switch to like Batra skill to Gion, pop his ult, and then just button mash. I was like, it's not really my style. I prefer more of the like glass cannon kind of play style where, if you get hit once, you're dead, but you do the most damage possible. That's the way I like to play the game. So when I had this character, it was just like, noob, parry, attacks, heavy attack, does that. So it's just like, I don't have any reason to play this character, so I just kind of benched her. But that was a mistake, because this character, after, really learning her, I'd have to say she's probably one of the best designed characters in the game. Not the best character in the game for me, but the best character in the game for everyone. Because this character has a very low barrier to entry to play her. So you can play her if you're a noob, but you can also master her. You can also learn how to be really good at her. Her skill ceiling is through the roof. Is it the highest in the game? I don't know. But it's definitely up there. It's definitely up there with like Calcharo and some of the other characters, Danjin. It's up there. Her skill ceiling is high. That's because of this ability, her parry ability. So like I said, it seemed like it was just a noob parry. It just seemed like, oh, you use it because you're not good at parry timing. I'm not that good at parry timing. So, I definitely take advantage of that when I can, when I've been using her. But what's so great about her is she can do something, as far as I'm aware, that no other character in the game can do. Which is, when you swap cancel to a character, if you're fighting, like trash mobs or whatever, doesn't really matter. But if you're fighting a boss, the boss is usually going to hit you right after you just did your swap. So you usually have to be ready to dodge right after you've done your swap cancel. So you do your heavy on Calcharo, and then you swap cancel to the other character, and then you have to immediately dodge, and then you can do your next string, and then swap back to Cal. With this character, though, you can use her parry. You can use her parry after you switch to her. So if you time it right with your swap cancel, you can swap cancel Cal, switch to this character, use her parry. The boss will hit you. You'll hit them back. You'll do some damage. You'll get your energy. And then you can immediately swap back to Cal, dodge if you need to, and then just do your string and then rinse and repeat. Now, the cooldown of this ability is too high to be able to do it consistently, to be able to just like back to back do this kind of string. However, when you get her to 2 stars, she gets an extra charge of the ability. And that extra charge, I believe, will be enough to do that stringing permanently, like forever. Because when I switch back to her, the ability's on like a 2 or 3 second cooldown. So having an extra charge should be able to fill up that gap. So this character ends up becoming one of the highest DPS characters in the game, because every other character in the game isn't doing any damage when they're dodging. When they're dodging an attack, you're not doing any damage. Now you'll do damage with your counter attack, but you're not going to be doing any damage with your dodge, which means that every dodge you do is damage you're not doing. So by being able to do damage in place of where your dodges are with this character, you're effectively, increasing your DPS even more because you're doing damage when you normally wouldn't be doing damage. On top of that, you get the easy parry. And then the best thing too is I didn't even know this was her outro skill. Her outro skill gives you 38% bonus damage on your ult. That's nuts because Yinlin gives you, I think it's 20% electric damage and 25% ult damage with her outro skill. So obviously Yinlin is still better than this character for Calcharo. But if you're not running an electric character, you're running Jian, you're running Danjin, you're running, some Havoc Rover, Spectral Rover, any character in the game that's not electric that uses their ultimate a lot. Now, those characters don't really use their ultimate a lot. Jian does, so Jian is a good example. And they'll probably add in more DPS characters in the future that benefit from their ults that aren't electric. So until they add in the Fire Yinlin, the Frost Yinlin, the Spectro, the Arrow, until they add in those characters with those outro skills, unless you're using an electric DPS character and they benefit from their ultimate a lot, this is currently the best character to actually be running for DPS. So, the build I had was the, this build basically, but with Sauna and Sever. That build's still really good. And the great thing about that build too is it's extremely free to play friendly. I got lucky and got this character. That was just luck. You might pull and you get Verena 3 times and a Encore or whatever, and that's what you end up getting. I mean, if you like those characters, then that's maybe lucky. But if I got that, I'd probably re-roll my account. So, this character, if you got her, you should definitely try using her. I don't have any good weapons for her. This is the best I could get. I had a box, and I actually used it to get this epic for Rover, because I already had, let's see, it's on Danjin right now, because I have this epic I got from the gacha, and then my Calcharo also got a weapon from the gacha. He got this one, and I actually got another one yesterday. Got to 35, and then I got 15 more of those Lustrous Tides to pull. I'm saving all my gems for Yinlin. But when I get Lustrous Tides or whatever, you can't get those unlimited characters, so I just spend them. I spent them on the weapon banner. And when I do my pulls for Yinlin, I'm going to record it so people can watch that. But yeah, so this character is just, she's on a whole nother level. If you got her, you should try her. You should, she's hot, she's nice, her story, she's kind of like the female version of Jian in terms of aesthetic, but in terms of personality and character, she's actually like a really good person. She believes in diplomacy first, only fights when it's necessary. She's not a coward like Jian. She'll actually, face people, even when it's tough. So, yeah, if you like that green sort of jade kind of look, and you want someone that's not a little baby that runs away from fights, then you should try her out. So we're gonna try the boss. I've beaten the boss with her before, but my FPS isn't always great on recording, so I'm gonna try it out. But maybe I can just get a parry swap cancel to show it off. Gotta dodge. Watch into a heavy. And we're going to swap to her. And see, look, now I can parry. And then I can immediately swap to Cal. I'm going to have to dodge this. And then I can pop my ult. Now I have an insane amount of ult damage. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this, because the frames are, like, insanely bad right now. But, see, if the frames weren't so bad, I would have probably been able to get that earlier. But as you can see, you can still block it. That's the other thing, too. It only blocks one hit, so if you get hit, if the boss has, like, a multi-hit attack, you're not going to be able to block all the hits. You're only going to be able to block the first hit. So that's important to know about. The other thing, too, when the chicken does that stupid thing, you can actually get, like, some ticks. If you're heavy off, you can pop your ults. You switch back to Cal. Yeah, again, the FPS is dog shit right now. This game is so erratic when it comes to frame rate lately. At least when I'm recording. Sometimes I get like 60 frames even when I'm recording on the same boss, and then other times... You know, and see, like, then you could, well, I messed up the timing there. But you get the point, like, see, the potential for this character is just on a whole nother level. You can do so much extra free damage